G'day guys, Sam here. I'm not in the bush right now. I'm actually doing something a bit different. I've never properly done something like this before. This is a bit of a product review. Now obviously I've had one or two companies kind of give me stuff to try it for you guys, and I've shown you and told you what I think about it. The Sony trail camera is obviously the best one so far. But this is a new one, not the gun, the scope on top of it. This is a company called OneLeaf, who were awesome enough to send me some of their kit to try out and show you guys. So it's a couple things. There's the scope itself, which is called the Rapidfire Scope, I believe it's called. And then they've also got this thing here. Now this is the NV100. This is the kind of magic thing. This is the thing that it's night vision, basically. So you kind of look through it, and the cool thing is, check this out. It is designed, once you get the angle right, there we go, to click into the scope, and then it becomes just part of the scope, which is pretty wicked. So it's I'll give you a bit of a close-up of them, to overlay on top of this. But basically, yeah, so this kind of, I think it's the NV100 Plus it's called. It's like a kit. They send you the scope and the night vision binocular as well. So I'll start with the scope itself. I'll just whip this off for the time being. So the scope itself seems like a pretty good scope. You sight it in just like a normal scope. You just shoot a group, see where you're aiming, readjust, shoot again, rinse and repeat until eventually you're shooting, in the middle of the bullseye. They've got the obviously the turrets at the top for adjusting when you're sighting it in. It's like closed caps, which is great because I don't really like doing the long range stuff anyway myself. They've also got the parallax era for the longer range stuff. They've got the parallax, which is real good, and they've also got, which is pretty cool, a illuminated reticle. That's the name for it. So the crosshairs glow. You can click it on, and there's 11 different strengths to the reticle. So you can click up to 11 times, which is a little bit overkill, to be honest, and sometimes when usually I click it between 0 and full, because otherwise you want to get it halfway, you got to go crank all the way around to halfway, so that's not too big a deal. What else? Obviously it's got zoom. It's a 3 to 12, I believe. Yeah, 3 to 12 power scope. So that's a pretty decent zoom. The one thing I would say, which is a little bit annoying, it is a second focal plane scope. Which does mean that at longer ranges and stuff, if you change your zoom, it's actually going to change where the bullet's going to go. I'm not too sure how the physics of light and stuff works, but it is a second focal plane scope, so do keep that in mind. The main thing I would use this for is for, this is on a 17 HMR at the moment, so I'd love to, chuck it on a 17 HMR, chuck it on a 22, and have it as your rabbit scope. Especially when you team it up with this thing, with the NV100. So this little doohickey, it's real light. It's actually nice ass, and it just clips onto the scope. They also have, when you buy the kit, they send you a bunch of stuff. It's awesome. So the scope comes with a little battery. This comes with a little rechargeable battery. They send you a little roll of insulation tape. They send you an Allen key. They send you everything you'll need. It's freaking awesome, actually. But they've also got, here it is, this thing right here. So there's actually 3 different sizes. This is basically what you can use. You can use Allen keys and screw it on to any scope. So there's another rifle here, the 22, which actually looks really similar to this. But I put this on, and yeah, it just puts on. It means you can click it on to pretty much any rifle scope. And you can get these adapter thingies in, I think it's 3 different sizes, depending on the size of your the eyepiece of your scope, and that's real cool. So that means you don't actually have to buy the scope to have night vision on your rifle, which is epic. But night vision is not the only thing this little doohickey can do. It can record, which is freaking wicked. So you can actually watch your shots back, and obviously when you're clipping in here, it doesn't change the zero of your rifle. So if you're way more comfortable, sighting in a rifle without something fully pressing into your eye like this is, then you just sight it in like a normal rifle, and then this just clicks on, and then it just literally films what can happen. It also comes with a laser pointer. Check that out. So if you've got a cat, but it is also lined up perfectly with the center of the camera. So in theory, it should also line up bang on where your you know, bullets are going, if you get all that set up right, and you want to feel like a, you know, assassin or something. And yeah, so it can record, and the main thing about it is obviously that it's night vision. So yeah, it's got a little IR infrared torch up here, and you can actually pull it out to kind of focus the beam a lot more. I'll show, there'll be a bit of footage probably playing over of showing some examples of the night vision. And you've got 6 different levels of night vision kind of intensity, I suppose. I think that changes the intensity of the beam itself. So you can start off real low and then you can crank it up. It's from 1 to 6, I believe. So that's pretty cool. So, you know, if a field's looking a bit dark or whatever because it's a bit further away, you just crank it up and it lights up. So another thing is that it is super easy to use. It's got 5 buttons here. Whoa, watch out camera, don't you dare fall. It's got 5 buttons here to use. So one of them is the power button, and it all says what they're on there. I kind of skim read the manual, and that's really all you need to do. It's super self-explanatory and real easy to understand and use. So that's always wicked. That's always real helpful. It's not some super fancy doohickey. It comes with an SD card. It even comes with a bloody headphone jack, because you can look through here and you can watch the videos you record just looking through, and yeah, seeing what you've recorded, which is pretty cool. It's got a headphone jack, so you can even plug your headphones in and listen to the audio. So I took this out the other night, just chasing around rabbits, and I have got a couple tips and stuff I will tell you guys in case you want to have a look at one of these things. The biggest thing is the focus. Now, because you're dealing with literally, you know, you've got these panes of glass, this glass, and this itself. You've got like 5 things you have to focus in order to get a super clear picture, and it's way easier to focus in the daytime, but at nighttime when you've got the infrared, it can be an absolute pain in the ass. And I ended up just kind of giving up, because it was clear enough where you could see rabbits, and because it's using infrared, their eyes glow, so it's actually real easy to pick out. And obviously we're in a field, and I was with Lyle, who's got a thermal, so we could fully identify that they were, of course, rabbits. But that was the most annoying bit, is that the focus, and if you haven't got the focus right, you'll try refocus the monocular, like the night vision, and it'll either focus on the crosshairs or the image behind it, and that is a bit of an annoying thing. You just need to put in the time and the effort to make sure the whole thing's clear and focused, and then you're good to go. So I was finding a bit of a midpoint shooting rabbits, where both the crosshairs and the rabbit were blurry, but it was good enough where you still knew where the crosshairs were, and you could still make clean shots. But yeah, that is probably the I'd say the biggest kind of. It's not really an issue, because you can fix it. It just takes a bit of time, so I would recommend going out before you take the thing hunting. You know, take it out in the dark into your backyard or whatever, and you have to pick a certain distance as well, because obviously the whole focus changes at different distances, which is again a little bit of a pain. G'day guys, Future Sam here. I just want to interject your regularly scheduled program to say I actually emailed OneLeaf about the focusing issue that I was having, and turns out I was just doing it wrong. So I went and had a look again, and turns out basically you've got the focus on the thingy itself, on the NV100, on the night vision thing, and then you got the scope focus. So what you want to actually do is focus the night vision thing first, so until the background becomes clear, and then you use the focus of the scope to get the crosshairs in picture. And assuming something isn't super close, at most distances that should work, but like I said, at different distances you are going to have to adjust kind of as you go, unfortunately, but it shouldn't be too bad if you get to 100 yards or so, and then you do the optical thingy first, sight that in, get that nice and clear, and then use the scope focus to get the crosshairs into focus, and then that should be sorted. Just wanted to interject to let you know about that, so it's not actually as big a problem now that I know how to fix it. Sweet. But like I said, but you can record in the daytime as well. So I might take this out in the daytime, and then you can literally see through the crosshairs what you're seeing. So unfortunately, it does mean that if you miss a shot, you might not be able to blame it on the rifle. If you look back in the video and you go, oh yeah, whoops, I was actually aiming above it, or something like that. I would say that because you're putting your eye right up hard against here, I wouldn't recommend it with a high caliber rifle with a lot of recoil. I will admit I haven't tried it, but just, yeah, I don't know, I feel like it's a bit risky. So like I said before, this is mint if you're wanting to take it out just to shoot rabbits and stuff like that, and you know, because this stuff's cheap. Not like, it's not cheap and nasty, it's cheap and good, you know, like you buy it off their website, and I think it's under 3 digits, or it's like around 3 digits. I think it's less than $1,000 for probably the whole thing, which is pretty wicked. And yeah, because you could splash out and buy a super fancy night vision scope or a thermal scope or whatever, but if you're just getting kind of started, this is bloody epic. To be honest, I'm actually super impressed with it. The night vision works really well, and once you're in focus, it's wicked, you know, and you can record through the crosshairs, which is wicked if you're like me and you're a YouTuber, or even if you want to just, you know, you can save them to your phone and you know, show your mates, oh, check out this mean ass headshot I did on this deer, or you know, something like that. And it doesn't have to just be a story anymore, you know, you can actually fully kind of showcase what you're doing.
Stop moving, you bastard. Thank you.
Anyway, that is pretty much it, I believe. It's got a bunch more like little kind of features, like it's obviously got playback, it's got different zoom levels and stuff like that. And other YouTubers, I'll do a big shout out to Controlled Recoil. That fella is mean. He does a mean as review on. He's got the exact same setup. And he put his on a 308, I believe. So, but then again, his name is literally Controlled Recoil. So that, you know, I don't know. Like I said, if your gun's got a lot of recoil, probably don't chuck this on it. But this is mint for 22s and 17 HMRs and 223s and whatever. So yeah, but anyway, like I was saying, I digress. Controlled Recoil, check out his video on this. He does a real good, in-depth kind of analysis into it, and he knows a lot more about scopes and optics and stuff than I do. To be honest, all I know is that you get it sighted in, and then you put the crosshairs where you want the bullet to go, and bang. I haven't shot anything above 200 meters, so yeah. Anyway, that is pretty much going to wrap this little review up. I wanted to keep it short, and obviously I'm not an expert in this stuff, but if you're like me and you're not an expert and you want the simple stuff, the simple, cheap night vision, this is what you want. This is from OneLeaf, the NV100. I'll put a link down below if you want to have a look at it. It's wicked, you know, and you don't even have to use it for night vision if you want. I might take it out and shoot something in the daytime with it. Yeah, no, that is pretty much it. So thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed, and yeah, no, I'll see you in the next video. See you later.